be okay then. Yeah, thank you very much for inviting me to speak this morning. As a couple of people have already implied, Rupert and Ian from NatWest. Entrepreneurial Spark is probably the best thing that the bank has ever done over the last few years, and I'll touch briefly on why the bank has got involved with Entrepreneurial Spark, but the main focus for me today is really to tell you a bit more about what Entrepreneurial Spark is all about and the program that we run for entrepreneurs. I was quite interested to note a few of the pictures, as I would call them, as we were going around the room, because one of the key areas that we focus on for our entrepreneurs is actually helping them with their pitch. For them it's a 60-second pitch, so I was very impressed that a lot of you came in under 45 seconds, because for our businesses, as I say, it's 60 seconds, that they're really focused on helping them to be able to stand up in front of Dragon's Den style scenarios where they're confident in being able to speak about their business, about what they do and what their ask is really from anyone at different audiences, whether it's investment or getting their product or service into large organisations and that kind of thing. So to start off with, what is Entrepreneurial Spark? Entrepreneurial Spark is a people accelerator. How do I move? Sorry, Stephen. How do I move on to the next slide?
Forward arrow.
Forward arrow. Okay, don't worry. Got it. Thanks. Right. So Entrepreneurial Spark is the world's largest free people and business accelerator. It really is a unique concept in that they do focus very much on helping the mindset of the entrepreneur. So it's very much focused on helping people develop themselves, and on the back of that development and them gaining a lot of confidence within themselves, they will be able to be successful in their businesses. So it's a very focused and intense program. It runs for 6 months at a time. The businesses come into the hatchery, as Simon referred to. Entrepreneurial Spark do have some quite quirky kind of phrases and terms that they use. And all of the accelerators are called hatcheries. All of the entrepreneurs who go through our program and come into the accelerator are called chiclets. So they'll come into the hatchery, receive a lot of nurturing and growth and sort of warm, friendly environment, and are able to then sort of fly the nest as fledglings. Whenever you hear people talk about chiclets or hatcheries, it really is quite unique to Entrepreneurial Spark. So as I touched on earlier, the thing that is very unique about the Entrepreneurial Spark philosophy and offering is that they focus very much on the mindset of the entrepreneur. And from going around the room, I think here there are quite a few people who are entrepreneurial in your own right. And Rupert touched on as well that some of his family members are entrepreneurs. So there might be some phrases and words that stand out there for quite a few of you who might be able to relate to and engage with that. When we're looking for applicants for the hatchery and for the program, we do very much look for quite a few of those what's the word? I suppose traits, character traits, yeah, thank you. With the people that we're engaging with, that they really are very focused on their business, they have a distinct business vision, quite sort of humbly confident. You can see quite easily a lot of our entrepreneurs who are in the program are very confident about their businesses. But they also are comfortable with being uncomfortable. That is one of the key sort of things that I've noticed a lot from the people that I'm working with, that they're constantly very comfortable with being challenged. And that is one of the key things that Entrepreneurial Spark focus on in trying to develop that mindset and being able to help people to grow. So what as I said, the central part of the whole program really is the mindset of the entrepreneur. It's being able to work with somebody who is firstly open to change and open to challenge. Whilst the program that we provide is free of charge, everything for the 6 months is free of charge. There's no costs involved at all. but you do really have to work for your free facilities and the free coaching and mentoring that you get. In the first surrounding circle, you'll see there's a few words there: enablement, support, and challenge. Enablement really is another word, as I said, that Entrepreneurial Spark use. They really are enabling these entrepreneurs to become successful. So to become successful within their business, but also within themselves. Within the hatchery and during the 6-month program, the entrepreneurs have access to 2 enablers. The 2 enablers work for Entrepreneurial Spark. We are quite fortunate in Brighton and a few of the other hatcheries around the country that we do have a NatWest secondee who is one of the enablers. And they're all on an 18-month secondment and have come from different roles within the bank. So they themselves are actually challenging themselves and putting themselves out of their comfort zones and what they've been used to within the bank to work with these entrepreneurs. As I say, they get a lot of support in terms of within the hatchery, but also externally. One of my key roles is to provide constant support in terms of businesses from outside, from the local ecosystem, who would want to come in and help the entrepreneurs. Unfortunately, we don't pay anyone. It is all voluntary. So any person who is wanting to come in and help the entrepreneurs, it's all free of charge. So we do work closely with the Federation of Small Businesses, for example. UKTI have come in to do a couple of presentations for us. There's various people from around, and it's not just the Brighton community, as Simon said earlier, it is the whole of Sussex really that we're looking for support from. And we work very, very closely with our colleagues within the bank who have a lot of networks locally that they're able to introduce the entrepreneurs to. But it really is all about providing a sort of nurturing environment for these entrepreneurs, that they're able to tap into a lot of local support and knowledge and help. Then the next sort of round bits there touches briefly on sort of what the program really is all about. So as I said, it is a 6-month program. We opened in August, the figures were a little bit skewed as to what Simon said. It wasn't. It's 160 entrepreneurs that we help within a year. So we have sort of 80 that come in at a time. We have 2 intakes per year, so it's February and August every year. So we started in August last year with 84 businesses joined us then. We had, within the first couple of months, we probably had about 15 or so that left. And that's mainly because a lot of people actually find the program isn't for them. It might be very challenging. Some people, their business just really isn't making money and they need to actually leave and find a full-time job because they've got responsibilities. So there's a number of reasons why people leave, but that's quite normal sort of around the country and the way the program's been running. So at the commencement of each session in August and February, we run a boot camp. The boot camp is a 2-day event, which is absolutely, everyone has to attend that, it's compulsory. And the boot camp really focuses on the mindset of the entrepreneur, on helping with them understand the lean model, the business model canvas. There was actually an apprentice-style task that the teams are given, where you have to come up with you're given a challenge, then you have to come up with an idea or a product, actually go out onto the streets of Brighton and test that product, ask people whether they would buy it, how much they would pay, that kind of thing. Come back and reevaluate your product and then put together a pitch and present it to everyone else who's on the boot camp. So it's a great way to get to know the other people who are going to be on the program with you, as well as working together and also going out into the streets of Brighton. The workshops bit is part of the program alongside the other partners on the program are KPMG. KPMG provides the accounting and financial support to the businesses. So we run regular workshops. The bank runs regular workshops. Every second Wednesday afternoon we do bank sessions whereby we open all of our different divisions within the bank. We've got people who will come down and speak to the entrepreneurs. We've got sessions on HR, for example, so employment law, contracts and all that kind of thing, as well as our marketing and PR department have come down, our procurement services, technology services. So we run the workshops. Some of them are run as presentations and some as surgeries. It depends on what the content is, because we really want people to be gaining the most out of the workshops. As I said, KPMG run regular workshops around running your own business, understanding your P&L, your cash flow, all that kind of thing. And then every second Wednesday evening we have an event night, which all the entrepreneurs have to attend the event night. We've actually got our first one tomorrow evening, which is all around getting to know you. So we'll have people from different parts of the bank, KPMG will be there, really just introducing ourselves, and also a chance for some of the entrepreneurs to get up and do their pitch, their 60-second pitch, and getting to know each other. And then the Accelerate program. The Accelerate happens 3 months into the program, and it's a day focused very much on emotional intelligence, working within your business, building teams, how you do that. And at the end of the day, we have an award ceremony where we give away £10,000 in total across 4 different categories. There's a pitching competition that's held again, and there's 2 £1,000 prizes that are given away for the winners of the pitching competition. Then at the end of the program, we have the Entrepreneurial Awards, as we call it. So at the end of every 6 months, we have the Entrepreneurial Awards, which we held at the end of January, and at that event, we give away a total of £40,000. We actually have a really young, is that my time? So we have a really young chap on our program. He's only 14. His name is Adam Patel. He came into the program with an idea and has subsequently grown his business immensely, and by Christmas was turning over £10,000. And he won £10,000 at the Entrepreneurial Award ceremony, and is using that money to actually go to China and to India to source some new customers and suppliers. So he's a very entrepreneurial chap in his own right, and very inspiring guy, isn't he, Rupert?
Absolutely.
The other bit I just want to touch on is the outside bit, the mentors. We're always looking for mentors. Obviously, Brighton Hatchery is quite new. Brighton, Bristol, Leeds, we all opened in August last year. But we've already got a pool of about 50 to 60 mentors from different sort of walks of life, different professions and backgrounds. We really encourage our staff as well to sign up as mentors, and I know Rupert is one. Rupert has signed up as a mentor, because within the bank and externally, there's people who have a lot of skill and knowledge that you're actually able to impart and help these entrepreneurs with. So if anyone here either wants to sign up as a mentor, or you know people who would want to, then please don't hesitate to contact me. We will be running a mentor event in March where we'll be getting to know, inviting everyone along and getting to know the new chiclets. So I'll skip quite quickly through. How much more time have we got, Stephen? Okay. Well, I just want to touch on a couple more things because it's really important. So the application process is really what I wanted to touch on. So the application process, we're open at the moment for applications. We actually open, as each new intake starts, we open our application process for the next intake. And we've been inundated with applications in both rounds. In our first round for August last year, we had 265 applications for 82 spaces. This recent round, we had 256 applications. So it really shows the need that there is for this kind of support that Entrepreneurial Spark are offering. So the application process is all online. I have put some brochures on the tables that everyone can take away. The website address is on those brochures. So you apply online, you're invited for an interview, which in groups of 8, it all happens on one day. And the interview lasts for 8 minutes. 1 minute of that 8 is your pitch around your business, and then 7 minutes is you're asked a few questions about your business, who's your customer, why you what is your business all about, where you see your business going. Because the main aim of the program is to really focus on businesses that are growing and scaling. How can we help you to do that? And then within 48 hours you will be notified whether you've got a space or not. And then the first start of that process will be the boot camp, the 2-day boot camp. So, as I say, the applications are open at the moment. We've already got about 50 odd applications. We only opened last Wednesday. So we've got some people who had applied early and were sort of waiting in the wings, but we've already got 50 odd applications. As I say, we only opened a week ago. I'm not going to go through all of that. The only other bit I wanted to just highlight was that these stats are hot off the press. They only came out yesterday. And it shows sort of from when Entrepreneurial Spark started, which was really in 2012, they started in Scotland, moved into England, opened in England and Birmingham beginning of last year. But it shows the number of jobs that have actually been created from the businesses that have gone through the program is close to 2,000. The amount of turnover from those businesses has been £85 million. Investment raised by those businesses has been 45 million. And that's not just investment, it's not the bank giving them money, that is people actually raising their own investment through equity funding, VCs, crowdfunding, that kind of thing, which is something we really help them with as well. And then the companies that have been supported is 660 to date, but that figure is actually a lot more than that, because if you take into account Bristol, Brighton and Leeds, that's already had our first intake, it's probably closer to 800 businesses that have been helped to date. And then the other slide just shows, well, that's just basically what I've told you about. And then just an interesting fact, really, a couple of interesting facts. So the top 5 sectors that we don't focus on any particular sector. It's really about the individual and the business. So the top 5 sectors is food and drink. In Brighton, it's very much food and drink. About 28% of the businesses in last intake was food and drink. Tech, retail, healthcare and service. We've got a few more techie businesses in this round. But yeah, it's very much distributed between the sectors. The average age of the chiclets is actually 38, which is very interesting. We don't have, you would think a lot of entrepreneurs are all graduates and school leavers, but they actually aren't. We've got a lady in this intake who's 62, started her own business quite recently. Then, as I say, we've got young Adam who's 14, so he brings the average age down quite a lot in Brighton. And the male-female split is very interesting as well. In Brighton, in this intake, we've actually got 53-47 to female to male. So we've got a few more females in this intake than men. And those stats go all around the country as well. So yeah, that's it really. The only other thing I just wanted to mention was about the reason for NatWest getting involved in this program really is, I'm sure a lot of you are aware over the last few years as a bank we've been through quite a lot in the RBS group, been very focused inwardly, and we've seen this as our opportunity to actually, the bank actually supports, we're the largest supporter of SMEs and small businesses in the UK. So for us it's absolutely vital that we are supporting start-up and growing businesses, because entrepreneurs are the lifeblood of the economy really, and if we can help and support those entrepreneurs to be successful, the economy is going to be successful, as will the bank. And we really are focused on our staff getting involved as much as possible as well, actually coming into the hatcheries, working with the entrepreneurs and providing support and service. So we do see this as a very integral part of the bank going forward. It is the way we're going to change the bank from the inside out. And we've got the support of Ross McEwen, our CEO. We opened our Edinburgh hatchery last Friday at the main head office in Gogarburn, and what was previously Fred Goodwin's wing, which no one was ever allowed to go near. And we've now opened a hatchery there with 100 entrepreneurs. Nicola Sturgeon opened it on Friday alongside Ross McEwen. So for us it's a very, very significant journey that the bank is on at the moment. And me personally, I absolutely love what I'm doing. I was a relationship manager like Rupert was before. I started this job in June last year, and it really has been the best career move I've ever made. I love working with entrepreneurs. It's a very challenging role sometimes, but I get to come and speak at breakfast like this and meet some very interesting people and tell you all about what we're doing. So I'd really love it if any of you wanted to apply for our intake. That would be fantastic. But also please just spread the word about the mentors and any other ways that people can get involved.